guess, oh, Tiffany's got like a big movie role, which requires her to be
Everybody's
bald.
saying that. No
Right.
big movie role.
I take it you're not in a relationship right now, or are you?
I am.
Ah,
I am in a
it's
relationship.
with Common.
Yeah, we're twins now.
Did you tell him that you're shaving your head, or who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I've been talking about it. Like, I've been talking about cutting my hair for years. And then when I went to the doctor, kind of like solidified, like, yeah, I should probably I'm just going to cut it all off. And he said it was beautiful. He's like, wow, you did it, man. You got a lot of courage. Like, and you look so beautiful.
That's cool.
I love it. And I'm like, put your head on my head.
So all of
It
this.
feels so good too. Like yesterday, I shaved it like smooth bald, and I was touching. I was like, damn, my head feels like a dick, yo.
That's so great. So the stories that we all saw where you and Common were promoting Bumble was not just like a business sponsorship deal. Like, you're actually doing it with Common.
Yeah, I'm
I dig
doing
it.
it with Common now.
You mean doing it with Common, like
Yeah.
sex, or like getting on Bumble together and promoting it?
All of it.
They're doing it, and they're doing it.
And that's how you met Common on Bumble?
No, I met Common when I was shooting my movie, The Kitchen. He was in it, and like he was, I guess, kind of like my love interest. I made out with him in the movie, and we became friends, but it wasn't like anything sexual or anything like that, because I just wasn't really, my eyes were set on something else. And then I went into this whole period of like, yeah, I want to start dating. So I got on Bumble like May last year, and was like, hanging out with guys in New York while I was out there, and hanging out in LA. And I just realized, like, yeah, this is kind of fun. And then Bumble approached me about, doing something. And I had been talking to Common and hanging out, like, he comes to play spades with me and my friends and stuff. And then I mentioned it to him, and he's like, and at this point, our friendship was getting a little more than friendship, but not quite, because
He was texting
COVID
you after
happened.
10.
And we were like quarantined. So then it was like we're FaceTiming all the time. And then I'm like, well, you should check out Bumble. Why don't we do this on Bumble? And like we can do charity, do stuff for the, the frontline workers and kids too. So yeah, so we got that money, and then we made like all these donations, and it was really cool. And then he got tested for everything. I got tested for everything, and yeah, we've been fucking.
That's great.
I feel like it's weird to see a celebrity on, but like if I was swiping around, I'm like, is that Tiffany?
You almost
Is
think
it
it's
So
fake.
many
Like,
guys
there's
was
no
like,
way.
this isn't real. It's not really you. And I'm like, and what I love about Bumble is you can FaceTime on there, and they don't have your number. So then they see that it's you. You see that he looks like his pictures or whatever. A lot of those
Right.
guys don't look like their fucking pics, though. I tell you, a lot of them look like a piece of shit. But it's fun.
Yeah.
Is catfishing only for when guys get catfished, or
Yeah,
what's
that's
the
just
male version?
Anytime someone's not their picture, that's catfishing. I think.
What if
Yeah.
your picture is like you when you're 18? Is that technically a catfish? And
Yeah.
now
Yeah,
you're
that's
like
a catfish,
50.
because
Yeah.
that's false advertising.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
old bait and switch.
False
Yeah, the
advertising
product
for
doesn't
sure.
look like that no more.
Yeah.
Come on now. The bait and switch. That's right. It's catfishing.
Okay, so when was the movie Keanu, the one with the fucking cat?
We shot that in 2015.
And it came out 2016?
Yeah.
Because like from my perspective, I had no fucking idea what was going on with Tiffany Haddish. Like, I was just like, okay, Tiffany's the stand-up comedian, and then I saw you in this movie. I remember I texted you before 10 p.m. and I actually, what I wrote, I said, I just watched this fucking Keanu movie, and you are my favorite new movie star. And I had no fucking idea what was going on. Like, that you were about to become like a fucking A-list, like literally A-list fucking top level fucking movie star. I'm looking back on it, I gotta believe that at that time you had like movies in the can just stacked up like dominoes that were all gonna come out. You knew it was gonna happen, but I didn't, and I was just like, fuck, you killed it, you're my favorite new movie star. That's just so damn cool.
Thank you so much for that.
I mean,
Thank you.
how is life different going to A-list celebrity? Is it any different than before, or is there subtle changes?
Come on, dude.
I mean, it's like what?
There are definitely changes. Well, I always was busy, always like keeping things up, but it just amplified times 10. And so the workload got heavier. Having to wear makeup and the hair stuff and the clothing and all this stuff got like blown out just crazy. And I'm like, I'm a basic chick. I like it simple. Like I like wearing makeup, but I don't like a lot of it. I don't wear it every day. Like I'm really a regular person. And it's so funny because like the machine tries to make you like you're this Barbie doll or something, and I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty or whatever, but I'm not fucking like that's
Wow.
not me, and I'm not gonna live that life. So a lot of fighting.
I mean, I remember you doing stand-up in Pasadena at the Ice House, and you were just like, okay, tonight we're going to go through my purse. And I feel like it wasn't even planned. You were just like, this is what, like, I'm going to, and you're like, yeah, like tampons, like, I don't care what's up. Like, I love fucking Tiffany's comedy, man. I love to. And I remember bringing.
I know that night I wanted to challenge myself. I was like, tonight you're going to have to do a whole new set on what's in your bag. Like, just talk about this, because I always carry this big ass purse. And I'm like, why do I have all this shit in my bag? Like, I'm gonna talk about it. And so I just start pulling stuff out of there, like, come up with a set off of this. Like, I got like 5 new jokes out of that.
I love it. So was that the only time you ever did that?
I just weird stuff like that all the time. Like, just try to challenge myself. Like, oh, today I'm just gonna talk about hair. And I'm going to talk about my hair, the hair of the people in the audience, different celebrities' hairs, politicians' hair. Like, I'll do like challenges for myself to keep it fun for me, because I get bored easy.
Yeah. What was Keanu your first like real like serious movie?
It was the biggest movie. Yeah, that was the first really big one. But I mean, I had already been in like probably 5 or 6 before that.
So
But
Tiffany,
that was the biggest.
so for you going like now you're an A-list star, did that feel like an overnight thing, or did we just sort of see it as like, wow, Tiffany blew up like out of nowhere? But for you, did it feel that way, or did it feel like this gradual build?
Man, I've been on this journey since 1997.
Yeah.
Okay? Is the longest fucking road.
Yeah.
I took all the long routes, I feel like, because I was watching my friends, and they would go, but then they would fall off because they were doing things like sleeping with producers or directors, or, babysitting casting directors' kids and shit like that. Like, just a bunch of like unnecessary stuff. And I started realizing like they would fall off so quick because there was no integrity left. Like it was like a little bit of their soul was gone, And so I said to myself, like, I'm going to build relationships, but I'm not going to fuck anybody to get where I want to go. I'm going to set my boundaries. I'm going to take my acting classes. I'm going to get on stage like every single night. And yeah, it might take longer for me to get where I want to be.
Yeah.
But when I get there, it's going to feel good. And I'm not going to feel like I've lost my soul.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
it's crazy. I feel like most people, see a celebrity and they don't realize the hard work that goes involved. They just think this guy blew up or luck, but like maybe what Steve's fans don't know about you is like you were sleeping out of your car. You fucking.
Yep.
I mean, you were in the foster care system. I mean, it's like, it's crazy.
I was getting my ass beat when Steve knew me. That's part of why I was like, don't call me after 10.
Wow.
For sure.
It is, yeah. What about the foster care system? Like, how does that work?
Well, it's a complicated system that needs a lot of improvement, but
I mean, I kind of know how it works because my sister.
They take you away from your mother and your father, if you have a mother and father. I only had my mom, and they took me away from her and my brothers and sisters, and I lived with strangers for a while, and then my grandmother got custody of me, and yeah, but she kept us in the foster care system because she couldn't afford to take care of all of my brothers and sisters. So still had to check in the court. When I went to get my driver's license, my grandmother was like, I can't sign for it. You have to go to the judge to get it signed for. When I got to the judge was like, your social worker could sign for this? Like, my social worker did not want to sign for it. So I had to like literally have a court date to get a fucking driver's license.
Wow.
Like, which doesn't make any sense. When I was doing comedy at the Laugh Factory, I started at 16 years old. I was 15, about to be 16. It was 97. I might have been 16, about to be 17, now that I think about it. Anyways, it was in 97. And the news really, like, they came through and they wanted to, like, feature me, do a feature story on me. And because I was in foster care system, I'm not allowed to be on television without court clearance. So I had to go to court just to get on the news, just to be a featured story. And the judge was like, and I went 2 days in a row because I didn't have a date scheduled. I just popped up in the courtroom. And the second day, like the first day, wouldn't talk to me, wouldn't acknowledge me. So I saw on the door, it said like, no chewing gum, no magazines, no Walkmans, no none of this stuff, right? So then I came in with all that shit. I was chewing gum, flipping through magazines, had my Walkman on, bumping my head like this. And then finally they were like, who are you? Why are you here? I was like, my name is Tiffany Haddish. I have this paperwork that needs to be signed. I'm trying to get on the news. And the judge is like, why do you want to be on the news? And I was like, I'm a stand-up comedian. And he's like, how old are you? I'm like, 16. And he's like, and you want to be a stand-up comedian? I said, I am a stand-up comedian and I have to be on the news because then my dad might see me and then he'll be proud of me and he'll come and get me. And then you guys don't have to pay any more money for me and I can have a dad.
Oh my
And
God.
I'll be like a good woman for someone one day. He was like, really? And I was like, yeah, or I'll just be the best comedian of all time. Like, he was like, if you are half as funny as you are right now on stage, you deserve this.
Wow.
And he signed the paperwork for me, and then I got to be on the news.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I mean, it's fucking crazy. Like, all the things that, like, a normal person has to do to fucking make it, you had to do double the work because you had to fucking check in. Unbelievable.
I just feel like that was the most
a damn
intense.
inmate. Like I'm a felon or something. Like I'm on. Like I had to get clearance for everything.
I mean, that gave me the chills. That was
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, me too. So you started comedy as a teenager, but when did humor start? Like, when did you kind of be like, I'm funny and like I can use this to kind of help me get through this?
Okay, so like all my life, people would tell me I was stupid, and I'm like one of the people that's like,
Tiffany Haddish is not stupid. And you know who else isn't stupid? My cats, Winifred and Olivia. I love them so much. I make sure they don't have to stand in their own poop to take a poop. And that's why I've got the litter robot. Oh, calm right now.
people laugh, they'll do anything. That time in my life, I just
Calm right now for free shipping and a 90-day money-back guarantee. That's right. Now let's get back to Tiffany Haddish.
like what you say about me. I like at that time in my life, I just took it for what it meant. Like, so I believed I was done, right? Which affected me learning in school. And then Who Framed Roger Rabbit came out, and there's a scene in the movie where the detective says to the rabbit, why are all these people doing nice things for you? And the rabbit goes, because I make them laugh, Eddie. If you make people laugh, they'll do anything for you. And I was like, that's the ticket. That's what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to get friends. This is how I'm going to get people to help me do my homework and cheat off their tests and everything. I'm going to make them laugh and they'll help me.
Wow.
And that's exactly what I did. I was like 10 and that's what I was doing. I was getting people to, because I couldn't even read. So, but I had like an excellent memory. So I would get like guys that had cool voices and girls that I thought were pretty and stuff. I would get them to read things to me and I would memorize it and I would make them laugh in the process. Like, and they would let me copy their homework and cheat off their tests. Like, I literally cheated through school until I was 15 and my drama teacher figured out I could not read because she tried to get me to do a monologue in front of everybody. And then I got like mad and was like, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
I gotta use the bathroom. And I took the monologue with me. And then I ran into somebody in the hallway. I was like, can you read this to me real quick? I want to hear your voice. I love your voice. And they read it to me. And then I came back and I just recited everything that they said. And the teacher was like, look at the paper. I want you to read it off the paper. And I was like, no, I gotta go to the bathroom again.
That's so funny. So during that time, were you really riding the bus from South Central to Woodland Hills?
Yeah, I was taking the school bus, and it was like an hour and 30 minutes every day. We had to catch the bus at like 5:45 to get there by like 7:45. Some days it'd be long, we'd be a little late because traffic and whatnot. But yeah, they used to pick me up right there on Vernon and Western to walk my ass in the cold, but it's not that cold. It's LA, so it's okay. But you have to walk past a lot of crackheads and shit. I see prostitutes fucking in the alley. You know, it's crazy stuff that I saw. Dead bodies. Like, I've seen all kind of shit. It's stupid.
Yeah, well, you deserve to cheat your way through school if you got to go through that shit.
Right?
Yeah.
But my drama teacher, she was great. She figured it out, and then she started making me come to her class every day at lunch and reading to her. And by the end of the semester, I was reading really good. I had and now I'm even better at reading because I got hooked on phonics and piano.
Works. That's cool.
So your drama teacher taught you how to read?
Because I could only, at that point, I could only read like 3-letter words like Pac, like Tupac, or like McDonald's, the Burger King, things that you see all the time. But if you asked me to write it down, I couldn't write it for you.
And now you're a fucking.
I could write letters and stuff, but everything would be messed up.
Now you're a fucking New York Times best-selling author.
That part, and Grammy-nominated author for
shit.
Reading Out Loud.
Whoa.
And I had to
Holy
send this
shit.
long letter to my drama teacher, like, can you believe I got nominated for a Grammy for reading? Because you made me come to your class every day at lunch and read to you. And I got really good at it. And she was like, I'm so proud of you. She was like, you know,
Wow.
nobody ever reaches out and says thank you.
Dude, I'm like ready to cry.
I mean, like, so you're still in contact with that drama teacher?
Yes, and she's 1 billion years old, living her best life with paper wraps and all kind of shit.
Wow. You're an EGOT in the making, for
Oh
sure.
my God.
That's incredible.
So sorry, Steve. I'm curious, Tiffany. So you're funny, right, as a kid, but then what made you, like, was there a comedian you saw that you're like, oh my God, that's a job, like, or like I can do this for a living, or what made you then?
Well, I liked comedy, and I would watch like Def Jam and stuff like that. Whenever I would go to somebody's house that had cable, but it was my social worker. Like,
Wow.
This shit sounds so crazy. It's like a movie. My social worker was like getting tired of coming up to the school because I was getting in trouble for talking too much. It basically being funny and like making those friends so that I could cheat. I was getting in trouble, and she was getting tired of driving up to the school. And she was like, look, this summer you got 2 choices. You can go to the Laugh Factory Comedy Camp, or you can go to psychiatric therapy. Which one you want to do? And I was like, which one got drugs? She said, you definitely gonna be on drugs if you go to therapy. I said, well, let's go to the comedy camp. And here I am 23 years later, and definitely smoking weed and shit. I guess I'm kind of on drugs, but not really. I mean, it's not drugs anymore. But anyways, it's been a roller coaster. And when I was in that comedy camp, that was the first time a man ever told me I was beautiful, or that like I was smart, and I didn't think something bad was gonna happen. It was the first time I felt like men actually cared about me and not like were trying to molest me or something like that, you know? And these were not just like regular guys. It's Paul Mooney, it's Dane Cook, it's the Wayans brothers came in there, David Allen Greer, Richard Pryor, like legends. Arsenio was there, like Chris Spencer, like just Tom Dreesen. These legends were coming in and just filling me up with like confidence too. It's like I learned confidence there. I learned communication skills, when to be funny, when not to be funny, how to write a joke, you know. And it was just, you know, I never had any men in my life at that point. Right? So for a man to be like, you're funny and you're really beautiful. You don't have to talk about using the toilet. Like,
Yeah, fucking A. I'd heard you talk about the summer camp program at the Laugh Factory, and wasn't it even like specifically geared for like some kind of troubled youth situation to like help, like?
Yeah, it was geared for at-risk youth, but anyone who auditioned and had the, you know, what'd you say, the desire to be on stage could be in the class. Like Amanda Bynes was in there.
Okay.
Cool.
When you were there, or just?
Yes.
Oh.
And she was like a big star at the time?
No.
Oh.
No. She ended up getting like this deal. Next thing you know, she's on, you know, her TV show. And before her TV show, she was on that kid sketch show. And it's so funny because when I was in comedy camp, like an agent saw me and wanted to sign me. And my grandma was like, no, you're gonna have to go to court and see if they'll approve it.
Wow.
Well,
Because I'm not, no. If you really want that, you're gonna have to figure out how to make that work.
was it?
And
like
then I was just like, I'll just do stand up, so I don't have to go to court anymore for that. So I was just doing stand up till I was like 18, till I got emancipated, and she put my ass out, and I was like, $20 a week is not gonna put food in my belly and a roof over my head.
Holy fuck.
That's
So
so,
yeah.
so turning 18 was a pretty big deal for you, like more than the average person.
my world fell apart.
Is that when you started doing like the central casting and all that like 18?
No, I started the central casting thing. Yeah, was I 18? No, I was